Everybody, woohoo! Welcome over to Axion Token channel. We're going to have fun with this, man. This is going to be so good. We're going to have a bit of a community chat. So I put the link on Discord in the public chat there, and general chat, and also the link to get into the green room and really get on the live show. We're going to have a bit of fun with community chat. We'll get a few people on. Should be a lot of fun. So get into that. I'm just going to check the audio, make sure everything's up and running. So feel free to climb on board. We have a great chat about Axion and everything that's going on. We're also going to cover most of the Axion ecosystem tonight as well. It's nighttime at where I am. So 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday, 1st of February. Can you believe it? 1st of February here, 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday. I'm sure it's still the end of January in some places in the world, but pretty cool. So we're going to get into the chat for sure. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we're pretty nice. We got Kim in the house. Hi, sir and or sirs. So great to see Kim in there. Very cool. Always good. And let's bring on our first community member here. Of course, someone we all know. So we're going to add on Prana to the stream. Just going to check the audio, of course, is good. And let's double check that. So I think that's working all right. So look there. So just going to put that on, make sure that's going. Yeah, didn't have my speakers on, so we'll just check that. Testing that. That sounds pretty good. All right, so hello, Prana, are you there?
Hey, Superman, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Great. That sounds good to me.
Cool.
So welcome to the live show. Hopefully there's not too much feedback. Let me know in the chat. There's some feedback on that, but it's pretty good from my end. We've got Kevin Wilson in the chat there. Hi, everybody. Hey, Kevin, great to see you. Axion Token member, represent. Whoop, whoop. And we got Kevin in the house. Is there. Hi, sir. Hey, good to see you, Kim. Sorry. And looking good to find the Axion bottom. Maybe we're close to it. Yeah, we're going to talk about the price later on. I'm sure Prana's got some perspective as well, which is pretty cool. So get in there, folks, and we'll have a lot of fun. So how's it sound from your side there, Prana? Audio sound okay?
Yeah, I'm getting feedback right now.
Oh, yeah? A feedback from your own voice?
I think it's from your guys' side, but it might be my fault.
Right, no, it's probably my side. Maybe it's the audio there. Let me just turn off my my mic there. How does that sound? Is that better?
No, I'm still getting feedback.
Oh, yeah, okay. Not sure why that is. Yeah, but anyway, it's good to have you in the chat. Anyway, we'll see how we get on. Okay. And we've got Kim and Kevin in the chat there too, so pretty nice. And I'm sure we'll gain a few people as we go on in time. Yeah, I think that's working all right. It's going through my studio mic. It may be that because I'm using a studio mic on my Mac. So maybe it's feedbacking through that. So it's possibly the case on my studio mic.
Okay.
That's the first time I've used it, so it's just the way it works sometimes. Let me have a look on audio. Echo cancellation stereo. No, I think that's okay. Yeah, it's probably because it's coming back through my speakers into the audio is possibly the case. How's that feeling for you over there?
Yeah, I think because I'm running the StreamYard and the YouTube link at the same time, I turned off the sound for the YouTube.
Yeah, if you mute the sound, yeah, on the YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I just did now. I think that helped it.
Oh, excellent. Awesome stuff, Prana. Well, it's great to have you on the show. That's for sure.
Cool. But can you hear me fine, or how's the volume? I don't know if you could hear me fine.
I hear you perfectly fine, so I'm not sure how the third party. Kevin, Kim, let us know in the chat if audio sounds nice and clear. It's the first time we've done this, so we're just trying to make sure it all works. We'll wait to see whether they give us some comment in the chat there.
Yeah, I want confirmation.
Yeah. So Kevin, Kim, if you could let us know in the chat that the audio sounds good. It's clear, sir. Yeah, great. Okay, so Kim says it's clear. Very cool. Thanks, Kim. And Prana's go, hey guys, nice. And audio great, says Kevin. All right, that's fantastic. Awesome. So that was obviously the issue. So great to have Prana in the house. So we've got this. This is like a summary sheet that Pullin, the marketing director, did, and I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, it looks pretty good to me. We're going to go through that briefly, and we appreciate your thoughts on Prana. I went through this the other day when it was published by the marketing director Pullen for the Axion team. So we'll go through that. Nice. So audio is great, and woohoo! Yeah, I love the woohoo. Crypto Casinos on the house. Hey, Crypto Casino, feel free to jump on in the community live show because we're rearing to go. The more the merrier. That's what it's all about. Community. So we'll have fun with that too. Get into the green room. That's the way to go. So here is the Axion summary sheet. You got any thoughts on this, Prana? You've seen this before, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think Just Loose actually made a site. I think the address is called Axion.money, if I'm not mistaken. And it shows the projections of what Axion could be in a, with those multiple axes.
Axion.money. Let's have a look at that. See where that comes up. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. I haven't seen this, so nice. We've got the homepage, Buy Axion Staking Portal, social links. What's on the social links? Discord, Twitter, Telegram. Nice. We've got, if you buy $100 Axion now and it overtakes Binance Coin, you'd have 1.7 million bucks. That's pretty cool. Binance Coin, Cardano, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Ravencoin, TrustSwap, market caps, Axion price, if it was the market cap, I guess, and the investment value of $100. Wow. That's pretty cool. Nice one. So did you say Just Loose did that? Just Loose?
Yeah, I think he is, because he runs the bots, and I think he programmed this site as well.
Oh, wow, that's cool. Well, I'll probably save that for another day. We'll use that again. Very cool. All right, so yeah, here it's got. I guess we've got on the left-hand side, we've got the fundamentals here. Obviously, Axion's still trying to find its bottom. Still got accounts, large accounts that sell out their bags. Maybe the time's been too long. And they decided to switch it into something else, or they need the money. There's all sorts of reasons why people do sell their bags. We saw number 47 wallet sell out yesterday. So just trying to find a bottom with that. So just the way it goes, I guess.
Yeah, I bought a little more at this price point. Just
sweet.
TCA.
Yeah, I've been buying a couple of buys too. So trying to just consume a bit of that liquid stuff while it's down at this range. So very cool. Prana says morning CC, and Kevin Wilson says hi Prana and Crypto Casino. Nice one. Crypto Casino says will do. Just woke up 5 minutes ago. All good. Make sure you get your latte. You got to get your latte or your was it cappuccino? I can't remember now. I should remember that. And a big clap out from Prana. Nice. All right. So you're up in New York State, hey Prana? Somewhere in there, New York State somewhere.
In the New York City area. Yeah.
That sounds. Oh, you're outside of the big cities, are you? Sort of more into provincial towns or something like that? Is
suburbs.
Oh, nice. That'd be quite nice. Yeah, those big high rises in New York look a bit intense if you're living around there.
Yeah, we have a nice view from the. So I'm on the west side of New York City, so I have nice views if I go to the riverside.
Oh, cool. Well, it sounds like a really good spot you're in then.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
All right, so what's the weather like? Is it pretty wintry up there? Because summer here, pretty full-on summer now.
Yeah, we just had snowfall about 4 to 6 inches in my area, but like just going east, which is New York City, and there's a place called Long Island. They got like 2 feet of snow.
No way! Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, obviously, if you watch a lot of movies, you get used to a lot of those Long Island, Manhattan, is it, and a few places like that in the movies. All the Harry Met Sally stuff and all the rest of the movies.
Yep.
Very cool. So yeah, we've got these X returns on Axion here, 5x, 10x, 20x, 50x, 100x. Pretty attractive prices there. We've got quadruple 035. So these are updating in real time. Well done to Pullen on this. The one thing we always often get is publications get out of date because they're not linked up, but this looks all linked up, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, I think Pullen was saying that it does do live updating for those.
Yeah. So you're never going to have an issue where you've got two different numbers on the platform and on this summary sheet. Nope. So it's pretty cool. So staked and earned Bitcoin, 180 BTC, paid out so far. You were talking about this in the Discord yesterday about the Bitcoin, because obviously this is over the whole period that Axion's been around on Ethereum and on Polygon. And of course, it does depend on how much the accelerator sells out, what the staker percentages are, what the actual percentages are through the accelerator that actually go and buy Bitcoin, and obviously the number of users that go through the accelerator. which is where you buy and stake all in one go. Do you have much thought on that?
Yeah, I just wanted, like, for anybody that's going to be coming new into Axion, I didn't want them to come under the impression that they're going to get similar benefits. Like, we actually changed the tokenomics back August of last year with the Axion testing initiatives.
Yeah.
And that dramatically cut back the dividends. So we're not getting, those type of results anymore. So I was apprehensive of using old marketing stats, and I wanted to make it more clear for anybody coming in and even current investors that I don't want to be misleading and actually give them more correct information, because we're not using those tokenomics anymore. So it doesn't make sense to be advertising old information like that.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll talk a bit more about that on the next page. On the dashboard when we get there. It's probably where we can talk about the this Bitcoin burn at the top here. Sorry, because at the height that was over like $12 million, right, at the BTC price in the 180 BTC. But these token stats are pretty accurate. Now the other big one, of course, is the not the staking. The staking is pretty self-evident. And obviously, we used to have like major campaigns around staking and extra bonuses for staking. So that's kind of that's how we've got to pretty much the best staking stats in the market. And as you know, I cover Hex and I cover Wise Token on other YouTube channels. And this is completely so far out on terms of high staking. And of course, that's because you get wrapped Bitcoin back in the past. But of course, tokenomics changed just a little bit. So it's just about bringing it back into where it kind of actually sits at the moment, eh?
Yeah, Axion says crazy staking stats. We're over 8 years average stake length.
I know, and as I often say in the chats, Hex is sitting at 6.11 years, and Wise is at about 3.7 years. So 8 years is phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal, and that 49% number is absolutely incredible. That 15 years people stake. And obviously, they get over 305% more shares when they stake. So when you stake Axion, you swap it for shares, and that's why the people get the more shares they got, the more wrapped Bitcoin dividends they get.
That's why I did it.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of people do it, right? So, but that also depends on the accelerator. So the accelerator is the best way for an individual to go in. You get all those extra bonuses, but you are. It does depend on that you got enough individuals going through the accelerator, doesn't it? That's kind of the logic there.
Yeah, so basically the guarantee is the 8% annual inflation rate where you get your interest, the base interest. Yeah. That's pretty much guaranteed, but anything like the dividends themselves, like the Bitcoin dividends, that's largely reliant or totally reliant on people going into the accelerator and keep on buying through there.
Yeah, that's right. So that's why I guess the big focus now is just getting, demand to be greater than supply and going through the accelerator, obviously with the 55% buy and burn. And that's why I think it's probably a good idea. Not only do we have to, obviously like every project in crypto has to do that, right? Doesn't matter whether you're the super big ones like Bitcoin or even Hex or something, or to the smallest ones. You've always got to get more demand than supply. It's just that simple. And I think that's one feature. And the other feature, of course, is that we've got a vote coming out, right? Did you want to talk about anything about that?
Well, during the Poland's, town hall where he was going over the simulations, what is it, Travis? He actually brought up and was okay with the idea of bringing up a sales tax or a sell tax and something called reflections. So I think 2% sell and 2% reflections. And that's possibly going to come up for a vote as soon as they clear the snapshot voting system.
Yeah. So basically, it's a 4% tax on a sell, not on a buy. So buys, no problem, no tax on a buy, but 4% on a sell, and 2% will go to a burn, and 2% will go back to stakers who decide to stay committed, right?
Yeah, I think you explained it correctly.
Yeah, so that's cool. And then of course, they're also looking at moving the percentage of buy and burn from 55% up to 70%, right? Which kind of seems to be a sweet spot in terms of the percentages. Obviously, that means the Bitcoin divs go down from 30% down to 15%, which is probably more sustainable. and that does give you a still pretty decent APY if you think about it, with the 8% Axion and then the wrap Bitcoin divs on top. And obviously, if you want to get more high APY, you pretty much stake longer for the higher shares, right? Up to 300%. So, yeah, it still seems, it's a heck of a lot better than a lot of the, the interest platforms, both in crypto and especially compared to fiat, which is, you'll be lucky you make 0.5% in a bank, right? So it's still, I guess, a lot about it communicating that as well. That's probably the case.
I'd like the team or the community also to keep on testing further, because we've been going through the past 3-4 weeks where we could have tried this cell tax for a while, and it never got implemented. So we just lost time where where we could have tested it.
Yeah, that's true. So it could have gone. Maybe you're sort of saying maybe the team could have just gone for the testing, and then we could have put it to a vote.
Yeah, because we already had that temporary testing before where we didn't even need to go to an official vote, and it was just a short time thing anyway. Because as long as it's only for like 2 weeks at a time, 4 weeks at a time, you could always roll back to previous the way it was previously.
Right. I think that's probably a good way ahead. We're still waiting for that vote, so we'll get that. Well, welcome, Crypto Casino.
Yep, morning, mate. Morning, guys.
Hey, hey, we're getting this community chat live. This is a new feature of the show. Hopefully, we'll do this more and more often going ahead, and we're going to build up this community on YouTube even more. Obviously, Discord and Telegram are pretty epic for community chat, so we're really trying to bring it onto the platform. Crypto Casino, I've talked about this sort of stuff before, as well as collabs, of course. So it's great to start ramping this up into the year. We're now just at February here in New Zealand, 1st of Feb, so it's a good time to shake things up a bit.
Oh, for sure, guys. Yeah.
You got your coffee. Though.
I literally have just woke up 15 minutes ago. I thought I'll just cut. I'm home today because we're still on a project in a place called Broxbourne, which is up the A10 in the UK. But we've had heavy winds yesterday and heavy winds today.
Yeah.
The actual job that we're doing, because we're working off of scaffold and off of scaffolding, is quite high. So we made the decision to have today off as well. So I thought, I'll go out into the log cabin today, have a coffee, and listen to your live stream. And then when I heard Prana on there with you, I thought, right, yep, I've got to jump on.
That's great.
How's everyone doing? John, Kevin, Prana, how you guys doing? All good?
Yeah, I was just going to say hello to John. He's in the chat there. Hi, Superman, everyone. So good to see John, another Axion token member there, representing. So great to see you there. Looking good, actually. We've got Kim in the house as well.
Oh, hi, Kim. Yeah.
Kevin Wilson. Very, very cool. And obviously Prana as well. So looking good. If you're watching this after the live stream, which we get a lot of views after that, then make sure we're going to do more of these community live shows on Axion Token channel. So if you want to get on, just contact, keep watching out for the community live shows, and also get us, get in touch, either leave a comment on this channel about coming on or on Discord, and you'll be able to get on here next time, because we're going to keep building this up. So it should be a lot of fun as well. Very cool. Hi all, says Crypto Casino. Hey, says Prana. And hi, sir, says Kim, as always. And John Atkins says ICC. And Prana, great to hear you both on Superman Show. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I actually like it a lot. And of course, it's great to have epic community members on the chat, and obviously content promoters too. So nice. We were just Crypto Casino, Prana and I were just going through this, the X returns table here, which is really nice, dynamically updated as well on the Axion website. And of course, we're talking about the Bitcoin and how the tokenomics has changed, just representing that as close to what it might actually be. Obviously, it's also a function of use as well, which is you can never quite model that, but you can definitely communicate the percentages that are going through the accelerator, for example. The stake stats look fantastic. We're just saying the burn is amazing, 38 billion burn. We're going to update that, of course, during the live stream. The one thing, of course, is the circulating supply, with the burn, we're trying to get that down. And that 81 billion there does include, something like 10 billion or so from the team's wallet as well. And obviously the contracts that are sitting on there, such as Sushi Swap. So that does include that. The other side of course, is the whole target is to try and get that down, right? Because a certain amount of that circulating supply, even in private wallets, is actually inactive. And I went through all the Whales accounts. Remember, I went through the top 52 or something only about a week or so ago, just to see what they were actually doing. We found that most of them had been inactive for a long time. They hadn't really been doing many. So what we'd actually been seeing was just from time to time, and it always seemed to be at either price up or down. So probably a lot of them are still watching their accounts. But we would see from time to time that Whales would, large accounts in the top 50, say, would sell out. And we saw one yesterday, Wallet 47 sell out yesterday with a $250 million tokens. And then, of course, I watched it within, it was pretty late at night at my time, and I saw about 90 million buyback straight after that $250 million. And so that was a pretty strong rebound. And I think it would probably keep going there for a little while. And then it sort of softens out, and the market's, the price has pretty much stayed. It's the same price. And we'll get to that at quadruple 035. But the other thing, of course, during my whale analysis, top 50, we also saw that there were 3 wallets, actually quite large wallets accumulating, and they were actually had overtaken the 1 or 2 wallets that were selling. Those wallets were typically down the $250,000. So we hadn't seen any of the big billion wallets. We've got about 5 or 6 billion, wallets with 1 billion in it, and they haven't really been doing anything, which is pretty cool. And so we're just seeing these wallets that are around about $250 million. They're the ones that seem to be either selling out or whatever. So and it looks like the big wallets that we had that were buying have slowed down on their buying. So it's really about just new investors coming in at this stage. So we'll talk more about that. I think that's probably the big area of focus there for Axion going into this year. And obviously all of us promoters are out to show people the project. Obviously these are the key features that are really cool of Axion. So if you're new to Axion, you're seeing this. We're kind of talking about these features. Prana just said earlier, 8% Axion APY, up to 47%, including Bitcoin dividends. And of course, it's just about communicating that 47% more. And I have talked to Pullen about getting an APR sheet so that we can show this number better. And also earn up to 20% more through the Accelerator, which is pretty cool. Obviously, that also includes the diamond stake NFT, so it's really 15.2 or something like that. And then, of course, win up to 50 million Axion. That's fairly true. And, of course, access exclusive IDOs and airdrops. And this is looking pretty exciting. Christina, you cover this topic well more than I do on the IDOs and airdrops. So there's a few things coming up, right?
Yeah. I've done a video yesterday, and I couldn't find, because on the new the new project launch that's coming out, I think the 20th or the 21st of Feb, it was 5 million staked for maximum amount of years, of 555. But I can't find that now. It seems to have been taken off, unless I missed it.
Oh,
so
okay.
they might be. I'm just actually while I'm talking to you, going back through that.
It is supposed to come out in 21 days, the next launch pad.
Is it?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, okay. I wasn't even aware of that. So, wow. Okay. Yeah. So we got another project launching in 21 days through the launch pad.
Yeah, you could just go to the official staking site and click on Launchpad, and you'll see it over there.
Admin update that upcoming. Yeah, see, so I don't know if you noticed that, Prana. The other day, it had 5 million max staked was the entry for it. Yeah, but that's been taken off. I can't find that now. So maybe they're redoing that part.
Well, I just watched your video, CC. So
we're coming to the expert there, Crypto Casino. Come on.
Well, don't watch yesterday's video. The video I done the other day, I actually show it on there, so I'm not going crazy. It was on there.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, if you're watching this channel, don't forget to go and subscribe to Crypto Casino on the channels tab. You can go subscribe. So we've got a channels tab here on Axion Token. Go find Crypto Casino and subscribe over there. Very, very cool. Nice one. And Kevin Wilson's love the interaction. Nice one, Kevin. Hey, thanks, John, says Frana, and thanks, says Crypto Casino. Finally, we got, I enjoyed your video yesterday, Crypto Casino, says Kevin, so that was probably timely.
Thanks, Kevin, mate. And hi, John. How you doing, mate?
Now, I thought that there were two IDOs, at least, that were looking pretty promising. One of them was a big brand name, which could be quite transformative, right? You get a big brand name that's deciding to go into crypto and it happens to go through the Axion Launchpad. That's a pretty big deal if they can secure that deal. Do you know much about that, CC or Prana?
I heard about that too. I don't know if, how big it is, and it's not guaranteed. They still have to go through negotiations. Okay. So I'm assuming the one that shows it's coming up in 21 days, there's more certainty to that one. But I guess since you mentioned two of them, the other one is still in question.
Right. Okay. And because I understand they already have quite a big following, like we're talking 100,000 plus or something. So yeah, it's promising. Even if it's on the table there in negotiations, that'd be pretty exciting. And of course, that'd be great. It'd be great value add for investors in Axion and new investors coming on board, right?
Yeah, I just hope that since this is supposed to be some type of household name, I don't know if it's how big it is, but
right.
You would think with a household name, they probably go with Ethereum to launch on there, because if they're that big, they probably would want to go to the top chain. So I prefer things on Polygon or the cheaper chains where I could afford it, and I don't want to pay those gas fees on Ethereum.
Possibly, but then you got to think the transactions on Polygon Matic are like 3 times the number on Ethereum now. You're talking about 3-4 million transactions per day on Polygon compared to 1.2 million on Ethereum. Are you also talking about the fact that it's super cheap and super fast for the most part? Although we did have 2,000 Gwei congestion the other day, which was interesting. At least the price of Matic's not that high, right? So otherwise it would have been.
Yeah, even at 2,000 Gwei, that's maximum $2 right now?
Something like that, yeah, just for that rare event at this stage. So obviously that's pretty interesting. So okay, we'll look forward to that. We should probably try and get Pullen on the channel here, and we can get on and talk about that. It'll be a pretty good session. I might try and queue that up in a couple of days' time or something.
Yeah, Pullen never sleeps, so he's probably up right now.
Probably up, yeah. So if you're up, Pullen, and you want to jump on, feel free. We're here. We're not going anywhere at the moment, so nice. All right, the final thing we've got here is the visual class, utility class NFTs to boosting earnings. And that's what we were talking about, this earn up to 20% more through the accelerator. If you've got one of these diamond stake NFTs, which are trading on OpenSea, right? So all the NFTs that Axion has traded on OpenSea. And I haven't actually covered that for a little while. It was going to be something I was going to cover just in one live stream, was going to cover the OpenSea. So maybe we'll do that tomorrow or the next day. So there's 2 items lining up already for new content. So very cool. So that's the wrap sheet, folks. So if you're new to Axion, this gives a great summary around the details. And of course, we've talked about some of the interesting areas around BTC payout, circulating supply, the burn, of course, which is a big thing for price support longer term. And of course, all the features and benefits there just summarized at the bottom, which is pretty good. Big shout out to Axion Marketing Director Pullen, because this is really, really cool. And I have talked to him about possibly doing an APR sheet and to maybe flesh out a bit more around the actual actual returns. So that'd be cool too. All right, so let's jump over to Axion.net website. This is pretty cool. This is going to this is one of the, so there's a couple of things coming up with Axion, and one of them is a refresh of the website, and the stuff that the marketing director is working on looks great. I mean, if you're talking about a major refresh of the site, it looks really, really good. You guys seen some of the snaps?
Yeah, I like the dark look of the new, the refreshed website.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. So I'm looking forward to those updates when they come out. Also, Pullen, the marketing director, is also doing a video series. I think it's going to have possibly up to 10 videos covering all the topics that you might want. Onboarding onto Polygon Network, and of course using the Axion platform or Axion portal to do staking and colliding and all the rest of it. So that's going to be really cool because he's got like such a great voice for it.
Yes, same with Justles too.
Yeah. And so it's just great to see that series coming up. I'm looking forward to it. And those are just and obviously the Launchpad, 1 or 2 new Launchpads. So there's a couple things coming down the pipeline. in the near term. So looking forward to all that. All right, so this, folks, if you're new to Axion, this is the Axion.network website. We always say, do your investment due diligence. Of course, nothing on this channel is investment advice, just infotainment. But the main products are the Accelerator. That's where you stake, and you can buy and stake Axion in one go. It's not like you have to buy Axion on an exchange and then come over to another platform and stake it. You can do that all through the Accelerator. Which is where you buy and stake, and that's where you get all the benefits as well. So definitely check that out. We're going to go there soon. And of course, the Collider is a place where you can actually get a bonus investment. So if you make an investment of 1,000, you could potentially get that boosted up. And of course, the max prize is around about 2,000 at the moment. If you get the highest multiplier, and you got a 4% chance of winning that. So that's kind of a fun part of the investing, and it could really give you a big ROI. I think they've given out something like $14,000 to $18,000 the last 2 months, something like that, eh, Prana?
I'm not sure about those stats.
CC, is that what you recall? Something in that ballpark? Isn't it?
Yes, something in that ballpark, yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty good there, folks. So those are the two main products on Axion. Obviously, how to buy Axion. You can buy Axion, don't have to stake it. You can just have it in your wallet if you want to speculate on it. And of course, the other big thing is the launch pad. So if you become an investor in Axion, there's different projects you get access to. Sometimes you get airdrops, sometimes you get pre-sales, all sorts of stuff involved with that, especially reward stakers. People have staked at least a year or longer, so typically get the benefits there, and they can be pretty lucrative.
Superman, yeah, I'm seeing the stats on Axion Discord on the chat, and you can see that 67 million Axion has won through the Collider, and it's worth about $12,874 up to this point.
Okay, let me just check that out. Oh, you've got those stats up?
It's actually in the chat, so if you go further up through the previous chat history.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, we can see that there. Let's go jump through that, and we'll scroll up there. Going past there. Oh, here, right here, yep. So far through the Collider, we've had 4,095 attempts, 164 wins, as Prana said, versus 3,931 losses, 1 in 25 odds of winning. So really is a bit of the fun part of investing. You could actually just get a huge ROI pretty quickly, a return on investment, that is. And so 367 million is one, as Prana said, which is just under $13,000 at the moment. I guess that will change as time goes forward. Unless that's an accumulative number. Maybe that is an accumulative number. But previous numbers would look like for 2 months. So maybe this is just an accumulative number now. Very, very cool. All right, awesome. Thanks for that.
Yep.
So that's your chance there, folks, to get through that. And the main thing, obviously, a Launchpad gives you access to new IDO type things. Very cool. And, of course, the news with the updates. That's the other place where I like a lot. So lots of cool stuff. Obviously, there's a calculator on the homepage as well. That's going to be upgraded majorly in the refresh that's coming up, and of course some of the key metrics there as well. So this all is going to be updated. But those are the main stuff, folks. If you're new to Axion, check it out. If you have any questions, of course, there is a support page. There's 24/7 help through the Axion moderators, and they're online all the time. So you've got that extra level of service. It really is top notch. And of course, if you have any questions, get on Telegram or Discord. That's pretty much it. And of course, you'll find many of us there as well. So very, very cool. All right, so let's jump over from the website and let's jump over to the Accelerator. This is the Axion portal. So cool. If you click this button over here, this will take you to the Axion portal. This is the main product platform for Axion. And of course, we've got the Axion Accelerator here. We've got here earn up to 47% APR. So we're going to try and flesh this out in the next coming days and weeks. And this is an area that Prana would like to see fleshed out too. So we're going to probably look at that too. And of course, you can get up to a 10x multiplier NFT or non-fungible token for the Collider. And of course, that gives you a chance to really super boost your investment. You could actually win something that could give you a massive return on that too. So pretty cool. And of course, these are the main products. So we see the Accelerator here on the left, the Collider. Of course, these are the two main products. And of course, they've got the stake page where you make your stake show up.
When it says up to 47% APR, that's actually not only Axion interest. That actually means when it's including the daily Bitcoin dividends.
Yeah, so it's inclusive of, inclusive.
So people might be confused by that because I was confused. I thought it was, that 47 APR was Axion interest by itself, then daily Bitcoin dividends on top of that. But it's actually when you factor in daily Bitcoin dividends, then that's where you get the 47% from.
Yeah. I've actually got a breakdown of that somewhere.
And not just that, the big paydays go into your interest too. So
yeah,
any new stakes you're creating after this first big payday, you might see a lower interest rate next to those stakes. But as soon as the next payday comes, you'll get a boost in your interest rate once the next big payday comes.
Yeah, because you've got this got default here, 500 Matic. You got the default investment here, and then you've got the bonus, which is part of the interest. You got the big payday, as you say, that's the second part. And of course, I guess you take the maturity value less the principal, and then annualize that, I guess, to get the interest rate, the APR that you get. And then of course, you got the wrapped Bitcoin dividends on top of that, $210 there per year. Is the estimate, but that there itself is based on how the accelerator sells out. So yeah, it's definitely stuff to flesh out more, and I'd like to flesh that out more too. So it's what it'd be cool to get a table sort of like this here, but based on the APR and with some certain assumptions, showing the assumptions in the APR there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for I think the Bitcoin dividends that they're showing on the staking website that you're showing there, I'm not totally sure about this, but I think that's the most optimistic view, maybe 100% sellout.
Yeah, and that's why I would like to see a table with assumptions like 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%, 100%, something like that, and then you to break that down. They could even have that dynamically set with an I button, right? Just have an I button, you just pop it up, and they could probably have that on the APR here. And then you just hit the I button, and you can see the breakdown. That'd be pretty cool. So they could make it dynamic. So
yeah, the last thing I would want is any current or new investor to be disappointed from actual results. So I don't want anybody to have a bad result or from going through the accelerator or anything through Axion.
Yeah, if you think you're going to get 30% and you get 10%, then you're going to go, whoa, what's going on? Right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Very, very cool. So yeah, that's something we're going to try and flesh out. Hopefully we get make some ground on that too as we go forward. But pretty much it includes the Axion interest here with the big payday bonus to accelerator, and of course the annualized dividends there kind of gets to where your APR number compared to what you originally invested in. So we'll get more into that probably another live show, but we'll flesh that out. Very, very cool. So the accelerator's looking pretty good, 9% sold. It's kind of normal. Seems like we're always around about that 90 mark at this halfway mark. So after 24 hours, it seems about normal. And I think on a good days, but maybe down at 73, 83% on a faster day.
With the do you remember when we had the auctions? We had the auction history, so we could see the previous success, or I guess how much was sold out.
We don't have that now.
Yeah, so we don't get that now, but I'm using the dead address as an indicator to see how much is sold that day, and that's what I do to see how it's performing.
Yeah, well, we're going to check that out next. That's our next thing to head up. So we'll look at that. So 375, it's 341 at the moment. If you're new to Axion, you've checked out, done all your investment due diligence, then this is the place where you're going to buy and stake in one go. You basically select one of these 6 tokens here: Matic, Wrapped ETH, USDC, DiStable, Wrapped Bitcoin, and Chainlink. This is all on Polygon, a second layer of Ethereum. So you're going to be on the right network there. And of course, you can add that network to your wallet just by hitting the site. It will prompt you to do that. And of course, you just put in the amount that you want to invest or spend. In this case, it's got 500 Matic. That shows you up on the right here, 825. Then we've got the stake days, 555 days. Of course, this is really what depends what bonuses you get. And you really, to start getting bonuses, you really need to stake 350 days or more. And that's when you get 1%. Basically, every year that you stake beyond that, you'll get 1% more through the accelerator, all the way up to 15 years, which will be 15%. You can buy a diamond stake NFT on OpenSea. That will give you an extra 5% if you're holding that in your wallet. But that will cost you, whatever the price is on OpenSea at the time. But every time if you're holding it, every time you enter, you can get that 5% bonus, which is pretty cool. Especially if you're accumulating. If you're in an accumulating phase of accumulating Axion, which we've seen a couple of whales in the early year do that, then that's probably a good approach. The other side, of course, the minimum stake period is 120 days. And of course, the 349 days, you don't get any bonus, but you can definitely get in stake there, and you will get a particle NFT, as well as obviously you earn wrapped Bitcoin dividends. So that's there's still some benefits there for staking less than 359 days. So pretty cool. The results so far through the accelerator. So when you buy and maybe 10 other people buy, all the money that you guys use to buy and stake with Axion, that gets split up, and 55% at the moment goes and buys Axion and burns it at the moment. 30% goes to buy wrapped Bitcoin and gives that to stakers. So once you become a staker, you'll start sharing the benefit of that too. And then the 15% goes to the team for marketing and staff costs and development, etc. And that changes from time to time depending on what the agreed community tokenomics are. Very, very cool. And as we say, this is 55% for the Axion burn at the moment, but potentially will go up to 70%, which is kind of the sweet spot. And the wrapped Bitcoin's at 30%, and it will go down to 15%. And I think there'll probably be a pretty good balance there, hitting there. But obviously, it has to go to community vote. That's Axion has a DAO, and that's how it happens there. So far, almost 35 million Axion sold, and 18.5 million Axion burned. So just early days yet, we're still only 9% sold through the accelerator. A lot of the bonus remaining, 91%. It's pretty cool. People were using Matic, 584 Matic, a little bit of wrapped ETH, 218 USDC, and a bit of wrapped Bitcoin. So it's pretty cool. And probably one of the cool things about the platforms that allows very small investors to get in, because Polygon's so cheap to do transactions, that all sorts of people all around the world can get access to investments and the return. So that's pretty positive from that point of view. All right, so once you do that, of course, you just connect your wallet and accept that. Your stake will show up here on the staking page. You'll have your wallet valuations here. If you've got liquid or stake stuff here. When you do stake Axion, of course, you in return, you get shares. So your shares will show up here, and that determines how much rewards you get, especially around wrapped Bitcoin. And your stakes will show up at the bottom here. I haven't got that here, but that will show up there. And then that's where it is. So you go through the accelerator, buy and stake through there. Your stakes will show up here. Your particle NFT that you get, your bonus, will also show up on the NFT page here. You can just leave it there, or you can sell it on OpenSea, or you can jump over the collider, put your particle NFT in here, set the benefit. The longer pays better, of course. Engage the collider. You got 1 in 25 chance of winning, which is 4%, and you could end up getting a bonus investment on the top of the one that you put in there. Very, very cool. So those are the 4 main places, and then of course we've got the launch pad, and this gives you access to new projects. And of course the current one at the moment running, which is about maybe 4 or 5 days now, is the Warp project, and of course that's actually an in-house one, so developed by the Axion development team. It's pretty fancy too.
I got some updated news for that.
Oh yeah,
yeah, they're gonna come out with you're gonna be able to battle in season 1 between planets 3 and 4. I think they're gonna unleash that feature.
Oh wow, okay. So in season 1 there's gonna be 5 planets, right? Earth,
yeah,
plus
5 planets.
Yeah, and they're gonna actually bring forward the ship battles.
Yeah, they're moving that up.
Oh, nice. That's great. All right, so that's pretty cool. And that's only been around 4 or 5 days now, right? So we'll have the ship battles on there. That's going to be cool. And of course, we're expecting at least another 2 launch projects come up. One possibly on the 21st of this month, possibly, and then possibly the bigger brand one if they do seal that deal coming in a bit later. So that's more value opportunity for new Axion investors. So that's pretty cool. So that shows up there, and of course they have pledging and vesting in there. So those features may or may not apply to a particular project as well. So very, very cool. At the bottom, of course, is utilities. That gives you a lot of extra tools, things like that you can give you more information about Axion. And then finally at the top, we've got the dashboard, and this really talks about the ecosystem. Gives you the price of the accelerator versus buying on the market. So obviously the price on the accelerator is a much better, a better discount to the market. So that's pretty cool. 1 ETH will get you 90 million Axion at the moment, which is mind blowing. And of course, 1 ETH over here will get you 74.8 million Axion through the market. So you definitely do a lot better through the accelerator, depending on how long you stake, of course. This will probably be for a 15-year stake here with that maximum benefit. Cool. And then we've got the ecosystem here. Stats looking good. Total supply, we've gone through a lot of the stuff on that wrap sheet at the front here. It dynamically shows up here. And of course, that's showing up here. And then we're going to get into the burn, which is 36.4 billion. This is really a big power. Long term is getting 55% at the moment goes through the accelerator, buy Axion and burn it. That reduces the supply of Axion and circulating supply. That's really what we're targeting, is getting that circulating supply down. And of course, we're looking at increasing that from 55% to 70%. But that has to go through a community vote. But I think that looks pretty good to me. And I think it will probably gain a lot of support. So that we're going to hit on this, and of course, once you click on that, it's going to open up the blockchain with the burn address. No, it's not, because I haven't opened it. Let's click it, and it's going to open it up now. This is the dead address or burn address. This is where Axion goes to die, so to speak. And of course, we got a pretty good amount of here. This is the last 3 days since I reported. So I reported 2 days and 23 hours ago the Axion. This is the last one here, which is 48 plus 10. That's 58 plus 5. So what's that? 58. That's 63. 63 million. If I'm right there, 50. Yes, 63 million. Let me go to the Discord. We're going to do this is a section I have on the live stream because I love it. Burn, baby, burn, because I think the burn is so important going forward. And I've got the wrong number in there, so I better update that because that's cool. Let this grow back there. So burn, baby, burn. 63 million. Axion in the last 2 days. Total burn now 36.4 billion. That's a beautiful thing. Well, let's party on with that. And of course. We're going to go and burn that. So nice. And we're going to post some gifts because you know me. I like the fire. That's how we roll. How's the coffee kicking in Crypto Casino?
On my second one, mate.
Are you kidding me? Wow, that's amazing. So while we were doing the live stream, you managed to slip away and make another one.
real quick.
I love it. That's beautiful. Now, that's what I would have done. So I'm proud of you. Very, very cool. All right. So that's the burn address looking good. And the burn's going pretty well to plan. Of course, the burn on Discord's going well too. And we've got Oblio in the house. Hey, I bet Oblio to the fire burn. So I can't even see Oblio in the chat. Maybe Oblio's arrived. Crypto Jack in the house. Crypto Jack's there too. CC, lick that like and subscribe. He always likes you doing that one. That's funny. And Oblio is in the chat, lively chat tonight. Hi everybody. Hey Oblio, great to see you. I'm pretty sure I bet you to the fire there, Oblio. Let me know in the chat if I did. And hi, Oblio. John Atkins says, roughly what is the average percentage Accelerator sell at these days? I don't know what the percentage is. We're talking about that. That's probably something we would like to see. But I do, maybe a week ago, Pullen said that they had budgeted for $12,000 going through the Accelerator a day. Well, that was kind of their target, but they were getting actually on average about 20,000 per day. But we don't know when that data skewed. It may be skewed or uneven. But that had been performing better. I'm not sure how it's been going the last week relative to that statement, but I would love to see the results, just as Prana, you said that too, Prana? Around the sellouts for the Accelerator. It'd be cool to see data on that, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe we'll raise that with Pullen, be a pretty good number. I don't think Pullen's online at the moment. So
yeah, I agree with Prana, though. That's what I've been seeing, roughly between 10 and 30%.
Yeah, right. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. So 10 and 30% there, John. That's a kind of a guesstimate at the moment. And Prana says, yeah, roughly 10 to 30%. Cool. And I think in dollar terms, it's it had been as high as 20,000 average, which is pretty good, I think. So what do we say we got at the moment? Let me just jump back with 9% sold. We've got 9% sold. We've got 35 million. So that's $1,200. So, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how that math works, but we'll have to definitely come back on that. So it's another circle back as the never mind, I'm going to make jokes about it. All right, so let's jump over to where were we up to? We're up to the I think we were on the buy and burn. Oh, we're actually up into the chat there. Sorry. Okay, thanks, Prana, says John. And obviously, says the only problem I'm really having is trying to get some extra cash to buy and make some really good dollar cost averaging right now. As much as I want to see a moon, I want it to wait. Hey, at this price, it is a crazy price to get it. You're picking up so many bags at the moment. Look at this, 0003. It's just unbelievable. And we were actually down at a quadruple 031. So you got to remember to use your quadruple zeros or your triple zeros. Depending, we want to get back to the triple zeros. That's where we want to go. But of course, if you're buying up now, you can get huge positions at the moment with 1 ETH, as we said, through Accelerator. It's over 90. Over 90. What do we say? Over 90. 1 ETH at the moment, over 90 million Axion, which is amazing.
Wow.
Now, I remember the time when there was one day, who was the YouTuber that the big YouTuber that was probably had about 200, 300,000 subscribers there?
Sheldon Evans.
Evans, yeah.
Sheldon.
Sheldon. And of course, he did the famous 50 ETH that just missed the auction, remember? And
Oh yeah,
flowed into the small auction from the VCA, I think.
yeah.
And I think that day, 1 ETH got you, I think it was 166,000 Axion or something like that. So, man, that's a different time from here. But back then, we used to have so much supply around. So things have changed a bit. And obviously, we've burnt 34 billion now of Axion. So it's a bit of a change since that time. All right, so cool. So at the moment, getting this sort of amazing. And of course, you're going to get about 75 million Axion for 1 ETH, which puts you right up there at the wallets. So pretty cool. That would put you on the second page of the Axion holders. All right, so we'll jump to the price here. We might as well look at that. So I was watching the market when this red candle happened. And of course, there we are. I was actually I was buying in here somewhere as well at the time. So I just missed the opportunity after it happened, just after I bought. So
yeah, I saw your message on Discord, and then I went straight to the Dex tools to see the price go down, and I actually bought some after you posted in general chat what just happened.
Yeah, that was you made the right move there, because that's obviously you pretty much picked the bottom just about, I would say, at least in this area somewhere. And at the moment we're at quadruple 035, which means you can pick up a ton of Axion, and if you're intended to be around for a while, that would be a pretty good play and a pretty good dollar cost average as well, because it doesn't take too much, I guess, to get back up into quadruple 4 and on march ourselves way back up. Let's go to the daily here. We want to get back to the 0001 line. I kind of feel that's like this basic psychological point, and that is this line up here. So I'm going to pull that up on the one here. So that's kind of our first target, is trying to get back up to this 0001 mark. So that would be, from here, that would be probably 182% increase in the price, and that that's in crypto. That's depending on what's happening at the time. That's not too difficult, right? So we'll see what's happening. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I want to say something that the team and some people in the community say, and I think they make a good point. For how should I say, cryptos or investments that are nano caps, micro caps, or small caps, even if the project is very good and has a lot going for it, everything's tip top. The team is fully doxed. Everything could be right for the project, but nonetheless, their price chart could be just like Axion's. So if you take a look at similar market caps on CoinMarketCap, and take a look at their price chart, you'll see similar, downhill action. So
yeah.
So it puts things in perspective. This is not just an Axion thing. It affects so many other projects as well.
Yeah, I agree on that. And of course, even though the chart looks like this, and sometimes you get people saying, "Oh, the chart looks like crap" and stuff, and obviously it is not an upward chart. But the fact is that everything about the project is still incredible. I think the other thing, of course, is you've got to get the product comparing the returns to the right other alternatives, right? So when you're comparing that risk return table, as you get more risk, you get higher returns type of thing. You kind of, I guess a lot of cryptos are kind of in the general spot, but Axion's a bit different because it is a certificate of deposit. A lot of cryptos, you don't earn a yield to offset any price fluctuations. So it's interesting. And also having the Axion Launchpad adds that extra level of value. And Crypto Casino talks about that a lot in good form. So
just adding to what Prana said there, guys. Yeah. Well, imagine this. You've probably seen some of my videos where I talk about UTrust. Yeah. And I see UTrust. Well, I've got in that ICO, which was initial coin offering back then. And that was at 6 cents. I see it go all the way up to about $1.20 in the bull run of early 2018. I didn't sell because like a lot of us that were new to crypto at that point thought the price would just keep going up. And then I'll see my investment from there go from $1.20, where I should have sold and bought back in then, go all the way down to ½ a cent. So you see UTrust go down nearly 200x, yeah, down to ½ a cent. Now, did I sell and cut a loss? No, I actually bought more because I knew it was a good buying opportunity at that point, yeah. And I accumulated, and then it went up to 1 cent, 2 cent, and then about 5 months ago, it hit about 90 odd cents, yeah. So, and of course, I sold half my bag back then, and it made me not very rich, but very well off with that. And the point I'm making is like with Axion, yeah. Axion has only been out 1 year. And at the moment, we're in uncharted territory with all crypto. What's coming out with the Fed, Biden, no one knows what's going to happen this year. We could actually see Axion go down even half to this. But this ain't financial advice. But the way I see this is absolutely millionaire making territory when you pick out tokens that have got a good team behind it, a good community, a good ecosystem. Axion by far. I've got a little bit of Hex, not a lot. I bought Hex at 1 cent. I got in late in the game in that. But by far, Axion has got all the makings of a fantastic project. And that is why I talk about Axion more or less every day in when I do my YouTube videos, because I can see the benefit of this. Not now, but we're talking 2, 3, maybe 4 years from now. Maybe the next Bitcoin halving, when we get the new lot of retail investors come in, where we've had, maybe 20 launch pads out there. And out of them launch pads, these new projects like Vabble, in 2 years' time, when Vabble is doing its live streaming and they subscribe, say 100,000 people subscribe to Vabble, and then they think, well, where did Vabble come from? And then they research it, find Axion. Oh, Axion's been around a few years. It's a knock-on effect, and you've got to treat Axion not as a pump and dump project. You've got to treat it as an investment that's going to change your life. And you've got to look at this, that this is the absolute golden opportunity. If you've been sitting on the sideline, anyone watching this video after live streams, if you're sitting on the sideline, and especially if you haven't got a lot of money, at this moment in time, you can make a lot of money with very little money in a project like this.
Yeah, absolutely agree. So adding to that, I think that it's just every project has the same issue. They've got to get more buyers than sellers, and that's why we talk about the burn and the circulating supply so much. And the other thing, of course, is that getting the tokenomics right is going to help towards that. And I think that's why I like the vote towards lifting 55 to 70. But then, of course, you need to articulate the wrap Bitcoin divs and the APR better, which I think Prana's been talking about. And so I think that's a good way forward. I'd also like to see that the development team look at actually developing new use cases for Axion, which drive further reasons to buy Axion and potentially use that or lock that up in alternative products. I don't think the development phase is finished. And so I'd like the Axion team to review that position, and particularly around the launchpad as well. I think Axion use cases around the launchpad could be added as well. And of course, we know we've got they're still negotiating a couple more. So I think those are areas that the team should be looking at there as well. So definitely, I think there's a lot more in store. And of course, that will, by doing that, you're going to take out address that circulating supply a lot faster, as well as getting new investors in and articulating the investment proposition very well. But I think there's lots of positive things going ahead, as you say. So yeah, let's have a quick look at the market cap. Pran, did you want to add anything there?
Well, okay. So I want to compare us to Hex. We came based on their success around May of 2020. They had their first major pump, and then I guess Axion came along because of that success and wanted to be a better version of Hex. Hex was, I think, in development for between 1 to 2 years before it actually came out to their own mainnet, which was December 2019. If you compare their how they went about it, they didn't come out with a finished product, and it took them 1 to 2 years to actually, come to mainnet. But Axion actually started off zero with nothing, maybe just a copy or a fork of Hex. But basically, Axion has been in development for 1.5 years now, because they came out in end of May 2020, and like I said, Hex took about 1 to 2 years to fully develop or come to full development. So Axion is not even in that time frame right now. We haven't reached the 2-year mark yet. So if you want to make comparisons to Hex had did things differently, and they came out with a more finished product, while Hex just started. While Axion just started with nothing.
Yeah, I think there's a lot on that. Obviously, the team here is incredible in terms of development. And yeah, we've still got a lot of time to go before we get to that sort of length of time in the market.
Yeah, so we can wait another 6 months, just like Hex took 1 to 2 years. We could give that the same amount of time frame and see where Axion is in their development as well.
Yeah, so I probably think between the three of us, we've probably covered quite a few good points, which will add a lot of value and time to the market for Axion. And those things, I think, are probably the efforts in the next few weeks and next 6 months that we should be working on. But yeah, definitely and that will get us to, like I say, more buyers than sellers. And I think we've already washed out a lot of sellers, but once again, we still need to, on average, get more buyers than sellers, and that's the ultimate goal for every project in crypto. Can
I say one more thing?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so we originally wanted to be a better version of Hex, and I think the way we went about it, because two of the main selling points were Axion, if you went through the auctions, you get dividends back, which Hex doesn't. Another selling point is that we don't have an original address or origin address like Hex does, where you have to worry about 90% of the supply just crashing the price down. So, those are two good selling points for going into Axion and getting into it. But we're not, I think Axion is not fulfilling that part of it, because we're finding out now that it seems like that was a good idea to actually have so much of the supply in one person's hand, as long as they don't sell.
Yeah, I guess the team's probably been trying to address that with the tokenomics and the ATI testing, all that, to try and get that adjust for that large volume at the beginning without the concentrated supply.
Yeah, but you know how they're able to offer better interest? It's because most of their supply is unstaked, and we have that problem in Axiom where most of our supply is staked, so that's why we're getting lower interest, and why I saw these results with my stakes.
Yeah. So we're still left as the same thing of trying to get more buyers than sellers in that sense.
Yeah, your audio cut off. Sorry about that.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I could hear you. I just it broke off where I missed a lot of what you said.
Ultimately, I see us. We have the basic premise, like obviously, that's Axiom was trying to do Hex better, but the fact is that the project is completely different now. So if you're coming here and you've seen Hex, the Axiom is actually very different. Apart from having some of the basic components of a certificate of deposit, really the rest of it's quite different, right? So wrap Bitcoin dividends, Hex doesn't offer you that, and of course the launch pad, there's no launch pad on Hex. So they're quite different things in that case. And of course we still have the accelerator, which Hex doesn't have accelerator. So they're apart from those very basic premises, also the share rate is different. It's mathematically different. There's quite a few differences there from that point of view.
Yeah, I put some my own proposals in the Axion Discord, appropriate channels for proposal discussions or even community proposals. So I let some of those ideas.
I'll check some of those out, Brian, and we should flesh some of those out on the live show, maybe for one of the community chats, because that'd be pretty cool. Just look at ideas around improvements and additions and stuff like that. Would be pretty nice.
I mean, like, why couldn't we just copy the OA and have 90% of our supply unstaked? We could just reduce everyone's stack by 10%, by 10x, and then from there, inflate the supply by 10x. That will give 90% of the supply unstaked, and we're just copying what Hex is doing.
Yeah, it's definitely something to really look at, Brian.
Yeah.
All right, let's get it. We've got Oblio in the chat there. We've got the only real problem I'm having is trying to get some extra cash. So definitely moon on that. Oblio, do your best you can. I've been buying. I think CC, you've been buying, haven't you? Prana's been buying. We're accumulating because we see these prices and we're going, okay, this is an opportunity to pick up a lot of bags and go into diamond hands, hopefully. So there we are. Unless, of course, we need to buy some copies. That's probably that. All right, so Prana's got how can we can get more Axion? Yeah, absolutely. And could extend the buy, not financial advice. Yeah, or any infotainment. Ablaye says, I went to Discord to get first, but you absolutely smashed it on the fire. To be honest, Ablaye, I was prepared. I had pre-written that statement, so and then I worked out that I'd been doing it wrong. I kept searching for the fire, but I actually have got the little emojis on the right here. That's why I obviously faster. So it's going to be fun times competing with you in the future. All right, so that's the price. Let's have a look here. We've got $183 million in, sorry, $183,000. That million would have been good, but $183,000 in liquidity. Today's volume is actually really good, obviously, with the seller. We've still got $45,800 on there. That's pretty good comparably. And, of course, we've got 33 ETH in the pool. Market cap just under $3 million. Yeah, I think those are the highlights there on that. 1 ETH will buy you 77.4 million Axion on the pool at the moment. And the circulating supply looks right too. So very, very cool. Let's jump over to the Axion today. Now, this is Axion, a third-party app, and of course, Axion.today. It is updated by the one of pretty much the head developer, I think, T. Daly in the team, if that's the right title, I'm not sure. But this here shows all the economic activity going on. People getting particle NFTs, trying to use those, whether they're successful or not. People staking for 15.2 years. You can sort of see all the stuff in action. It's a pretty nice site. So it's just Axion.today on the activity page. You can also add in your wallet address and you can see all your details about your portfolio. It's also got the global stats. So it shows you the stats for everybody's totaled up. Also the number of shares here, which is pretty cool. You can see charts and analytics. It's got lots of cool things there. Also all the Bitcoin dividends and things. It is a pretty good site. It's also got a breakdown of all the investors, how big they are by the amount of shares that they have. Once again, when you stake Axion, you swap them over for shares. So it's a pretty cool site. I should probably add this to the video description. So I'll try to add this one in. And very, very cool. I think we've got one final topic here. Yeah, this was a new page. Don't know if you saw the CC, but Prana posted this that Just Loose had made this Axion.money. CC, have you seen this?
I haven't, to be honest, no.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. So it's got just if you invested, buy $100 Axion and it overtakes Binance Coin. So it's an aspirational site. Then you'd get it'd be worth 1.7 million. So accumulate while the price is down at quadruple 035. This is where we are. This is where we live. So some nice upside there for sure. Like I said, we've just got to start getting more people start eating up this billion of stuff. And we're definitely your idea, Prana, around the divisional aspect of supply is an interesting one. It's definitely well worth looking at. Yeah, for example. So nice. All right, so let's have a quick look. We've got Oblio says just got 20 million accelerated. Get out of here, Oblio. Oblio, that's so cool. Well done. Do the little bow down there. Nice one. Unfortunately, I'm the only one with the camera on at the moment. CC, you're going to get a camera soon, is that right?
Yeah, I will do soon, guys.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to seeing CC once and for the big reveal.
Once I've got the log cabin all finished, because there's paint pots everywhere in it at the moment, so it wouldn't look good in the background.
Yeah. You probably look like a war chief or something, do you, with all the paints on? Huh? Cool. And we've got Crypto Jacks. I'm proud to be a 5555 OG Axion staker. Nice one there, Crypto Jacks. And of course, Axion and Relaxion. And we've got Nicholas in the house. Hey, Nicholas, how are you? And can you explain how split manage of Axion token works? If you use I pay penalties and also split my stakes in two. Talking about the premium feature of splitting stakes. Prana, have you done one of those?
I haven't done it, but I think with stake splitting, that's what he's talking about. Yeah, where if you have one stake, you could split it up and sell the second stake. And minimize your penalties that way, so you don't have to nuke the whole stake if you want to get out of it.
Oh, is that right? I didn't even think about doing that. So that's interesting. So you could, let's say you had a 2 million stake, you could split it into 1 million. And you can actually change the time frame, or you have to keep the original time frame.
The time length never changes. It's just the total amount.
Okay, so you could have split 2 million to 1 million. They'll both mature in say 30 days. And then when the 30 days mature, you could sell one and just restake the other one. Is that kind of what you're talking about?
No, I think you can. I think you can actually. So if you've got 2 million, and let's say you've got a 15-year stake,
Yeah.
You could split that into two. So you could do, don't quote me on this because it's been a long time since I've played around it. I think you can split it into two, and then 1 million you could say stake for, I believe, 1 year or something like that, and then you just pay a little bit of a less penalty or something.
No, that's not correct.
No,
that's not correct.
No,
I'm actually going to go on there and have a look at it now.
you could split the stake, but it's always going to be the original stake length. So if it's 2 million staked, you could change it down to like 500,000, and the remaining is 1.5 million. But it's always going to have the same original stake length. You can't change the stake length.
For both stakes.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's just a straight
answer to Nicholas's question. We have got the NFT minting coming out. So if you will be able to say sell your stakes, I believe, on OpenSea though, if I'm right, yeah?
Potentially, but I thought they were going to review the tokenomics on that. I know that they were going to make it NFT, but having a secondary market, I thought they were going to talk about that versus the primary market through the accelerator. I thought we were going to see some modeling on that. So
yeah, because I don't even know how that's going to work as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Because normally you would have it at let's say you had it you'd have to have when you have to have some sort of if you were selling it, you have to have some sort of discount to the market value. Otherwise, it won't when you just go through the market, the accelerator. So some interesting thoughts there. And like I said, 200 million shares is a good number of shares. I think so. I haven't actually thought about the shares. Let me have a look. Jump back here. We used to talk about this stuff all the time. I'm a little bit rusty on that, to be honest. I'll have to start.
I have no idea as well.
I'll have to start revising my let's go to the shares. So 200 million shares. Well, there are at the moment, let me just jump to the shares. There are 703 billion shares in total at the moment, which is the team wants to get that down at some stage. And so if you've got 200 million shares, that is a fraction of that. I don't have my calculator on there. Let me have a look. So 200.
Just to touch base on what Prana said, yeah, Prana's right, Nicholas. Yeah, so splitting your stake in two, your principal and your shares will be split based on the percentage you choose. The length of the stake will remain the same. So I'm just going through one of mine at the moment. So 5 million there. So I'll drop that. So I could drop one down, reduce it to say 10 million. And then your shares change, etc., etc. And there is a Matic fee for it as well, yeah, which is 10 Matic.
Yeah. I was going to say, okay, cool. It does cost you a fee. It's a premium fee service in the stake. Otherwise, most things are free. But when you're dealing with the stake, those things typically have a $10 Matic fee on them. I'll set up I'll get one of the dummy accounts that I've got, and I'll go through that on another live stream with the stakes features. Now, I was going to get into that last comment there. So 200 million, yeah, that's okay. That's 0.028% percentage fee a share, I think. So that's actually pretty decent, Nicholas. 703 billion shares altogether. So 200 million against that. That's cool. That is 0.028%. So cool. And Nicholas Lasana says, when NFT Galaxy NFTs, they're supposed to be soon. So the 4 things we've got on the roadmap, or not roadmap, they're kind of near things. We've got the investor video series, which is going to be like 10 videos that will be on the Axion official YouTube. We've got potentially 1 or 2 new projects going through the launch pad. We've got the I guess we've got the community vote for the 70% coming up. We've got the Galaxy NFTs coming up. But I'm just not sure about the secondary market. Pullen hasn't really talked about that. It's almost talked about like it was going to be there. I'm not sure whether the modeling's been done for that. I'd like to see that. And then, of course, there's one other thing that I missed. Oh, the website refresh. So those are pretty much the 5 things on the table at the moment, Prana. Is that right with you?
Yeah, I couldn't catch all of that, but I think that's correct.
Yeah, 5 things that are near term. Nicholas says, are shares deflationary like T-shares on Hex? Are they? I think they are. The deflationary. The deflationary, I guess, if you've got shares, people unstaking, then the shares disappear. But I can't remember Pullen's modeling. Pullen's got modeling on that. I did go through that about a week ago. So there is a video on that if you want to check that out on this channel.
Yeah, if you go through Axion Discord and check through the announcements, you could see the link to the
video there too. Yeah,
YouTube video for the simulation.
Yeah. So that's there. I've done timestamps on my video though, so it's got timestamps. So
okay,
it's the same video, but it's got timestamps on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nicholas says, "What is a website refresh?" Basically, the website is going to this website is going to be updated. It's going to have a whole new look. There's some sneak peeks on the Discord. Let me pull in. Probably find. I don't know how many. When's the last time you posted some of these sneak peeks, but we'll have a look. I have gone through these before on the live chats. Let me have a look. I'm gonna post this up. Here's one. So this is going to look like this. See how it's got home, about, how to buy, accelerated collider. So it's got this really nice dark blue with this nice little light white space. I think it looks beautiful. It's got some really cool charts and new features like that. So really good for communication, and it's all dynamic. So that means that all of the numbers are going to update. So you're going to have another static numbers issues coming up. So I think that looks really good. So that was one of the pages. There are other sneak peeks. Let's have a look here. Yeah, it's more the same one there. That's obviously Pullen's working on different pages at the moment. And so far, I'm just wondering whether I can get another page there.
Yeah, I like the dark mode look.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think it looks very cool. Really cool. So hats off. That's the thing with this team. They really got a lot of talents and a lot of areas. So really, they do pull the stuff. I definitely, like I say, I would like them to see that whether they can keep innovating in the use case space for Axion. I think that's very important, and that will help accelerate the reduction in circulating supply. And as I say, a lot of circulating supply is relatively inactive. And so if we can get that dealt with, and then get better communication around APR, like keep improving that, breaking it down, as you're saying earlier, Prana, and getting more use cases, I think we can really start to get that circulating supply down and get the active circulating supply down, more importantly, which is an unknown number, but I think it's something we can head towards for sure.
Yeah, the way the Axion Accelerator is set up, I know the burn is brought up a lot, and it's beneficial, especially for short term, because it takes Axion off Sushi Swap, but it's actually the net result from the accelerator is it's always minting more than it's actually burning, because it's offering fresh new Axion for sale.
It's deferring it into the future, right?
Can you repeat that?
It's deferring it into, like that's new supply comes onto the market, but it gets burnt because it gets staked and doesn't come back until the future. So depending on how long people are staked, right?
Yeah, so it's like
it makes more shares. It makes more shares, so you get share inflation.
Yeah, and what is it? It could be harmful if too many people are short staking those. So
short staking is the issue, which is why they moved up to 120 days. But even then,
there's talks like I even proposed this, and I concurred with somebody else who proposed this, that for anybody who wants to use the accelerator, it's better to have it as long as possible and have a minimum stake length for the accelerator, because you're actually inflating the supply, and it's not worth it to offer it for sale and just have it to come into supply if it's only going to come at a minimum of 120 days. So it really should be much longer than that for the health of the system.
I think that's a good proposal to look at for sure. I think you've got some good ideas there. So those ideas are in the community idea thing. Are they in here somewhere?
It's in the community proposals or proposal discussion. One member called Shonuff, SHONUFF, proposed that back in the summertime, or back in my summertime, which is July, August. So this is not an old idea, and he got a lot of likes for that.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, I think we should flesh that out a bit more. That sounds like a good episode that we could do. Hey, here's the video here. So it's got a video of the homepage. So look, some nice stuff going on there. Look at that. So that, Nicholas, is some of the new stuff coming out. Looks fantastic in my view. So hats off there. How much can you earn? Really making it a lot easier for people to understand stuff. So definitely a great step in the right direction. Very, very cool.
Yeah, Axion has some really good looking, visually attractive websites.
Which is part of the puzzle, right? Part of the puzzle to make it attractive to new investors. So that's really cool. All right. So Nicholas says, Crypto Casino is right. This is the best time to buy Axion. $350 will give you over 10 million Axion without including benefits of staking. Best time to share. I see crypto's long term at the moment. Hey, nice one there, Nicholas. Agree with that. We've got a little Russian bot in the chat. Not sure. We've got rid of
I missed that.
We'll get rid of the old Russian bot. Damn. All right. So I've just moved the message, not the person, but never mind. So obviously says, and you get a chance to get a 5x on a 10 million buy. Yeah. So you do get through the Collider, folks. If you're new to Axion, great time to pick up Axion. And also you get that the particle NFT you can use in the Collider. You may get a huge return up to $2,000 more on that too. So nice. Nicholas says, why Axion has so much gatekeeping? There is not reason to do that from the market. This is the way cryptos should work. Yeah, I'm not sure. Brian, what do you think about gatekeeping? I don't think there's that much. I mean, part of the Hex community possibly, but that's about it, right?
Yeah, but there's so many cryptos out there, so it's hard to stand out because you've got so much competition. So that might be it.
I think that's it. I think that's more the case. I'm sure there's a few remnants in the Hex community, but I think the vast majority, there's so many new people in the space, is the case. So cool. Very, very cool. We've come up to an hour and 21 minutes. I think that's pretty good. I think we've covered most of the topics. We've covered through the highlights of Axion at the moment. So very, very cool. The features. We've covered through the website, which is going to get a big refresh. We've covered through the ecosystem and the accelerator where you can buy and stake in one go. This is the main place to go to if you want to invest in Axion. And of course, we've looked at the price and shown that it's actually really, you can pick up a pretty good buyer's market at the moment where you can pick up quite a lot of Axion for your buck, as it were. We've looked at Axion Top today through the ecosystem, which is on the activity page here, Axion.today, and it shows you what everybody else is doing. So we've actually had a lot of transactions, to be honest, in the last 24 hours. Just zooming through there, that's actually been really good. So that's positive, a lot of activity. And of course, we've looked at this new website here, Axion.money, which shows you potentially what is aspirational. But if we got any of these market caps here, what your $100 of Axion will be worth 1.7 million based on Binance Coin alone. So very, very nice. I think it actually swatches it. Yeah, it does switch. If you check a different token, it gives you a different valuation of your $100 of Axion. That's pretty neat. All right, and finally we've done the burn, which is looking great as usual. Let us jump away from there. I'm going to jump into the general chat. So if you have any questions, folks, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. And of course, get into the general chat here on Discord or on Telegram. That's where everyone is, and everyone will look forward to seeing you there for sure. Let's finally wrap up here. Hey, Prana, Crypto Casino, it's so awesome having you on the live show today, and this is the first time we've done it. Obviously, we had Crypto Casino on about a week ago, I think it was, and man, this was a lot of fun for sure. I hope you guys have all enjoyed it.
Thanks, Superman, for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having us, mate.
Take care. We'll see you in Discord. To everybody watching, of course, especially the Axion Token members, big shout out for your support, and to all Axionites out there, or Axionauts as you may call. It's going to be a fun year of 2022, and we're going to continue to work on making this the very best project out there. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, take care. So bye for now.